Hello, and welcome back to my channel. As you can see, it's a change of scenery again, as we are back on Storybrooke. Say hi, Chase. Good boy. So this little video, main goal is to hope and pray that I have figured out my audio settings. Because watching the last couple of videos, I've noticed that I have been talking quieter, or my audio is low, one of the two, and the game is really loud. So I'm hoping that has been resolved. In this audio, I will be clear as crystal, as well as my kiddos in the background because gamer mom life. I have my 4-year-old twins and my 6-year-old chilling in the basement. They're supposed to be cleaning while I film this. So, what are we doing today on Storybrooke, you may ask? Well, I've had some requests to make a little tips and tricks video of first level mines, second level mines, actually all the levels of the mines, but we're starting with the first level. We're going to start with baby steps, y'all. Of first level of the mines as a new player. So what that means is no fancy tools, no miner's light, only going down with the things that you get within the first couple of days. So, with that being said, as you can see, the only things I have in my pocket right now are some keys and a hand trolley. I'm keeping my mushroom hat on unless we find a miner's hat down there. So, the first thing, obviously, you're going to need is a mine pass. Miner's helmets you find when you're in the mines, as the bat zappers you get from Ted. And I can talk more about the bat zappers later. But right now, out of this, we're only grabbing the mine pass. And as far as I know, I don't think I have any beginner weapons made. So we are going to make some weapons together, okay? So pretend I'm a new player, but I have hunting level 3. And what that means is I can make an iron spear and a flaming bat. Just kidding, I need spinach resin, which is actually brings up another point, is you actually want to take a couple of these on you, and I'll explain why here in a few seconds. So let's go make some resin. Don't mind the mess, I just don't want to clean right now. So there's 2 for the bat we will need, but we are going to make some extra. And we're making extra resin because in case we find a miner's helmet down there with a little bit of charge, while we have this resin in our pockets, that miner's helmet's going to stay lit. That means it's not going to die and you're not going to be left in the dark. So it's always good going down to the mines with or without the helmet to always keep some resin on you just in case you find a miner's helmet. So again, we're going to come here and I already made the spear and I like to also make a flaming bat. Or honestly, any bat will probably do. I like to at least have 2 weapons. And speaking of good tools, I don't think I have. Nope, we're going to have to make an iron pickaxe as well. Or I could do a copper, but we're going to pretend. Oh, I need a copper. Okay. I'm going to need to run the Johns. Hold, please. Because I don't have a basic pickaxe. And I didn't put my glider on. Because, like I said, I'm pretending to be a new player. So let's just hop in our imaginary helicopter because I'm pretending to be a new player so you don't see this. And we will go just grab a pickaxe really fast so we can make a better pickaxe. Smash horse. Yes, please. Okay. Perfect. And then a few other things that are good to have is obviously this is where you get the mine pass after you get your mining levels. And I'm going to go ahead and buy one because this is the key to surviving for me. I will always preach to anybody playing, any streamer who's going down in the mines, to take a torch with you. The torch is honestly your best way of getting a step ahead of the angry animals and any level of the mines, especially in the undergrowth, which will be another episode later on. Because those frillies like to gang up on you or sneak up on you, and it's always good to stun them because then you get the head. Okay. So for this, we're going to have our torch, which I like to put in the first thing. And then I'm going to put my flaming bat next to my torch. Yes. Sure. We'll figure it out when we get down there. And then obviously the pickaxe, and then we're going to have our keys hanging out down here as well. Next is going to be food. Now, as far as food goes, I always suggest unlocking your brewer's license soon as possible to at least get Waddle Teas going. Waddle Teas will have the mining buff, and that will help you get through the rocks quicker. And then for this playthrough, because we are a quote-unquote new player, we are going to grab, hopefully I have mangrove sticks. I don't have any freaking sticks. Oh, it might help if I check the right crate there, Balla. I got a 4-year-old who's mad. What? Did I not put... I put the wrong wood in my pocket. Let's try this again. I got distracted by my child yelling at something. Okay, meat on the stick is always kind of my go-to as early game because all it takes is raw meat and mangrove stick and it gives you the protection food buff. So we are going to make a few of these and only because... Oh, I don't want to make that many. Let's just crank this down to 10. Okay, and then we'll put the sticks away. Okay, so we got our sticks and that. And then I might cook some croco meat. Just because an extra little thing to have as a buff. Because again, I'm using foods that are easy to obtain early game. Because that's the whole point of this video. So we'll go ahead and do this a couple times. Watch this cook and have an awkward silence. Yep, there we go. We'll probably do this 2 more times. I think I'll have plenty. Yeah, I think 16 will be good. Okay. Whoops, I just put back the opposite of what I wanted to cook. Okay. So, alright, so now we have some good food in our teas, keys, a pickaxe, spear, extra weapon, and our torch. Typically it wouldn't hurt to take an extra pickaxe down or an extra spear, you know, just in case, I don't know, you die and the things go down. The what is it called? Durability of your tools. But I'm just gonna go down with this, just to get my point across with this video. And the next thing, obviously, do is sleep. I like to try to sleep close to the mines as possible, just so I can have as much time in the mines as I can. So we're gonna call it a night. Good night, y'all. There we go. And then we're gonna wake up and get started. Oh, the night merchant is visiting. Don't let me fall asleep, y'all. I always forget about that night merchant. All right. So let's go down. Oh, I didn't bring torches. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. Torches would have been smart to bring down. Okay, so here we are. First thing we are going to do is eat some food. And I might just drink some extra teas. I honestly... Okay. Alright. Now, the good thing to do, really, is just to mark the mines. And there's no right or wrong way with which direction you want to go. So we're just gonna pick a place and go. So for early game, people, it'd be smart to grab at least 10 of these glowing mushrooms when you come down for the first time. And then there's a bat. These things are a pain. So sometimes it's good to stun them. There we go. If you're having trouble. But it's also easy to run away from them too. There's some iron, so we're just gonna pick... I'm not gonna spend the whole time mining down here because this isn't an actual new player and I have tons of ore. This is just kind of to show you the tips and tricks of how. So, okay. Next thing is you can see here, this is a room. The entrance is usually sticking out a little bit, so it would probably be good to turn our happy butts around and go around this way. Yes. All right, so we are gonna go around. And here's another trick I learned, and I don't know if this is every single time, but if you stick close to the edges, you don't actually go deep into the water. We're just gonna walk on past that croco there, and we're gonna check out our first room. Now, another thing I do is I like to take a wide turn, just in case there's like bush devils or crocos hanging out in here. Oh, what do we got going on? Something's coming. Oh, it's a bush devil. Okay, this is a good example. Stun, and then you get one up because they're too busy being stunned, so then you just keep going as much as you can. And then you also gotta jump and don't catch on fire like me. Okay, he's running now, so we're fine. Alright, back to what I was doing before I was rudely interrupted. Another thing, I don't take paint remover. I'm sorry, it's a waste of time. And then we'll just mark this and carry on our happy way. Maybe. I hear something. Whoop! We'll let those guys fight that out real quick. Can we go around them? Okay, cool. Another thing as far as a new player goes is don't fight unless you really have to, but I am going to take that meat. Thank you, Croco. Okay. So right here is a dead end, but if you look at our map, there's close edges here and here compared to the big gaps in the black there. So the best thing to do is go where there's a skinny part, and then it's less time to break through. And like I said earlier, we got to make sure we grab 10 of those. Okay. Oh, see, there's another bush devil and croco fight. Remember, those glowing crocs have spores or something they shoot off, whatever it's called. So it's you gotta watch out for that because that can knock you out pretty good. Okay, so like I said, don't pick a fight unless you have to. And then we're just gonna travel along. This is a good place to get that cute fence and then some lights. You know how it is. So yeah, here is what I was talking about. So if you notice with the water, it's shallow. So I always just like to walk around. And look, we found another room. How about that? Okay. And lots of bats. So this is where the sun takes place. Is a good way to take place. So come on. There we go. Okay. So let's figure out the best way to approach this room with less work. And I think the best way is to go around this way. Yep. Because there's the little lip of the entrance. So we're just gonna mosey our way into this room. And I think it's a ruby room by the looks of it because of how dark it is. And you see there's a bunch of bats coming. So we're just gonna take them out. Excuse me. Thank you. Okay. So with ruby rooms, so best way to tell a ruby room from a chest room is obviously there's no torches in here, so it's very dark. And so in this case, you'll want to break this sucker and then take it back to the mines. And that is another reason why we flash it, so that it's kind of easy to find our way back. So we're going to do our best to make our way back there without getting into too much trouble. And then we'll just try to follow the map to the best that we can. Which obviously, I don't do very well, to be honest. I tend to get lost a lot. Oh, okay. So now that we got a bush devil chasing us, another good tip that I have, besides running, which is kind of what I thought he was going to chase me farther, to be honest, and I was going to explain. say you are running with a ruby and one of the creatures starts to chase you. The best thing to do is try to get a little bit of distance to go and ditch the ruby and then lead. Okay, so like this. This is a good example. Okay, so he's chasing me. So I'm going to come way over here and ditch the ruby. And then we're going to come back. And now he's in the wall. You gotta be kidding me. I'm trying to make a tutorial video here, and nobody wants to fight me today. Alright, whatever. We'll just go grab the ruby. Ugh. Worst unpaid actor. Okay, anyway. So we'll just track along back to the mine elevator. But yeah, so you would ditch the ruby and then fight the creature in a different kind of area because they can damage your ruby. And so you can do two things with them, and it's really a personal preference. So you can either take this thing back to John as is and throw it in his scale, or you can put it in this crusher and get 4 ruby shards, which is what we're going to do because this is how you get down to the next level of the mines. And you don't do it like that. So you pick it up and you put it in, and it'll give you 4. If that ruby breaks on its own, then you only get 1. Excuse me. I'm busy. Thank you. Anyway, okay. So now that we kind of make it back to the mines here, what I like to do kind of is sometimes, I'll double check my map to make sure that we didn't miss any like room peeking out of the ends. And then I'll just go in a completely different direction than what I did before. Just to kind of get a different feel. Like, see? There's another room right there. So we're just gonna break our way through. Oh, my tea's out. How do you know? Excuse me, bat. I'm busy. This is awkward. We're getting very close and personal today, friends. Okay. Okay, so, okay. And you can tell that this is going to be a chest room based on the torches you kind of see. It's lit up. So let's go in here and see what we got. Go wide just in case there's something hidden. Take out some bats. Thank you. All right, what do we got? We got some more goodies. And then if you can, don't drop your waddle tea in the chest, Balla. Okay. Take the chest with you, because that will come in handy when your pockets start to get full. Oh. See? And the best part about stunning, especially with the crocs, is that they're too stunned to shoot off those spores or whatever poison's going on in their mushrooms. So you have the advantage when it comes to putting them with the torch. Ah! Okay. You can only stun them once, so keep that in mind whenever you're fighting them. Excuse me. These bats are so hard to hit when you can't see a darn thing. Okay. I think it looks like we're going in a complete circle. So we are going to go back this way and go to the left a little. And see what's going on down here. Okay. I like to avoid jumping in the water as much as possible just because of the glowing crocos in this level. Is that water or a room? So we'll just go down this way, see what's going on. Hi, buddy. You gonna be cool? Okay, he's cool. Oh, and sometimes you'll find these suckers down. Excuse me, bat. See, now he runs. He's just there. Did you drop a wing? No. Okay. Also, disclaimer, I am on Dangerous Wish. Whoop. Hi, buddy. There we go. Chase needs some food. And is that a room right over there? That looks like one. So we're going to try to mosey our way that way. Nope. Just kidding. That's that bat shrine. And this is up. Gosh darn it, guys. I am in the middle of filming something. Gosh, every time I start talking. A big tip I completely forgot about because, again, I'm just kind of making this and I didn't write anything down or make any tips or do anything to prep for this video. Oh, okay. Is crab soup is also a good thing to start investing in. Just finding any crab in the rivers, billabongs, oceans, and taking them to the billy can and making them into soup. And because it is a good investment, it's because they have, oh look, there's a ruby. They have a buff to where your tools don't wear out, which would have been a really good idea for me to do, but it's fine because this, again, it's just a quick tutorial. We don't have to spend the entire day down here. I kind of wanted to in hopes to find some more rooms and show you a more variety of the different types of items you can find. I think the biggest thing people try to get whenever they come down to these mines, especially early game, is the yellow glider. Because everybody needs gliders. Is this a room we... Oh, look at that. We found another room on our way back. So we'll go ahead and check out this room real quick. Why? Okay. Alright, see, we heard the music, but there's nothing in here, so... There we go. Oh, yeah, he's coming. There he is. Slowly but surely. Come on. Any day now. Alright, thank you. Can I look in this chest, please, without being rudely interrupted? Okay. Alright, so yeah, a guitar is a good thing to get. Slingshots are questionable. So I like to have at least one slingshot for the Lanterns Festival. But other than that, I usually don't take them. But in this case, I actually am going to take a slingshot because I want to get a bow and arrow made from Ted Sully for completely unuseful reasons at all. I just wanted to have. Okay. So we will go find where I ditched that ruby right here. And we'll keep trucking along. Are you cool? Oh, he's not cool. Excuse me. And another thing too, really, is most of the time you can outrun most. Okay, we're good. Most creatures whenever you're trying to truck back. I think the only big challenge, especially when carrying the rubies, is when you get outnumbered by bush devils. Alright, and then here is the elevator. We'll go ahead and throw that one in there. And then this is you know, I'll look at the map again, see if I missed anything. And at this time, we'll go ahead and mark that and kind of go in that area. Okay, see, there's a little lip, I guess you call it, short, a good way to get through there. We'll keep going. Okay, and then here's these busted up cars. These you can break as well to get resources. And like I said, don't forget to grab some glowing mushrooms because they're good for making the bat zapper, as well as other DIYs you can do. I like the to make the mushroom lanterns. All right, gonna check out this room here. Oh, another big tip that I am awful about, and I'm saying it now because, you know, I'm about ready to learn the hard way, is keep an eye on your food and your food buffs. So, for example, I don't have any because I just get so carried away in the game. Okay, sorry, a kiddo had to ask me a question, so I put you guys on mute. So, what now? I keep hearing something. Are you gonna come in and fight? About freaking time. There we go. Another good tip, especially with fighting, is just sometimes you just have to jump repeatedly. Especially I noticed with the bush devils as well. Um, because and then you can kind of tell when they're about ready to shoot fire. Is that another room? Look at me go. I need to start coming down here with less tools and resources more because I feel like when I come down with hardly anything, this is when I find the most rooms. Okay. So this one's full of bats. So we'll just go ahead and stun multiple bats. There we go. More slingshots and see an iron pickaxe. So it's pretty. I'm not gonna take it just because like I'm a technically a a later player and don't need it. But as a new player, that's always good to have, especially when you think you're gonna run out of your pickaxe. Excuse me, bats. So the I like to take extra weapons as well down here. So I use my flaming bat, really for the bats. Oh, I forgot to mark that. And then I save the spear for the like the crocs and the bush devils. And that's mainly because that kind of, saves up the durability as far as, excuse me, to save up the durability as far as, so that way all your weapons don't go low quickly. All right. And see what I mean about walking along the edges? You don't have to swim unless you really want to get across like the opposite side. Uh-oh, I hear something chasing me. And there's a room, so we're gonna stay and see what happens. Because I want to go check out that room. See? He like takes a deep breath when he's getting ready to shoot flames. So it's a good way to tell and to kind of jump out of the way so he don't catch you on fire. All right, I think this is a ruby room. No, it's a real room. A real room. They're all real rooms, but you know what I mean, like a chest room. So we'll just track along here and check out this room. Oh, see, there's a bush devil. So if I hadn't gone wide like that, he could have caught me off guard. Or caught me if I went straight into the chest. So that's why I always, like, take a big circle. So it gives me time to examine the room and see what's in there and not get my butt bit by a bush devil. Okay. Alrighty. So we are going to keep going just a little bit further. Okay. See, it's easy to kind of just avoid the bats for a little while if you just keep moving. So if you don't really want to stop and fight them for the bat wings, you really don't have to. Even on dangerous. I mean, granted, after a while, their squeaking gets annoying. Very annoying. Oh! See? Just keep jumping. You really don't have to stop and fight everything if you... Whoa, look at all that business over there. We're not going to go that way. See? More bats. Okay, so that looks like another shrine. Gosh, look at all these freaking bats. Alright, hold on. Another tip that I learned from somebody is to like jump and swing when it comes to... Look, he's running away now, chicken. All those bats and not one freaking bat wing? Ridiculous. Okay. Well, hi, buddy. Let's try this again. Everyone line up. There's one. Okay. So yeah, I don't know if I mentioned it before, but with the bat wings, if you have 20 of them, then you can use them in those bat shrines to... Whoa! That was close. In those bat shrines to get a glider. And it's a batwing glider. It's pretty cool. I like it. Okay. Yep. Just keep jumping. Just keep jumping. You don't have to fight unless you really want to. Alright, it looks like we're kind of making a circle again as far as... Dang, there's a lot of crocos over there. Whoa. Whoa, guys. Don't mind me. Okay. So, since we'll kind of start trekking back. But since we're kind of going in unknown territory with the map, you know, there's still some dark spots. We can see what we can find. Because it looks like we're kind of making a circle here. So I hope this video helps some people, as far as, you know, how to prepare for your first mine run. You can do this all with copper tools as well. You just might have, you know, it just takes a little bit longer to hit some rocks, get through. Oh gosh darn it. I need to check my food buffs. Alright, here we go. Real fight, because Balla wasn't prepared. Okay. Let's just drink some tea and try this again. Excuse me, I'm just drinking tea. Don't mind me. Okay. Yeah, do as I say, not as I do as far as these food buff things, because I don't pay attention to them. It's probably like my weakness as far as this game goes, is I forget that they wear off. So I'm not one to constantly keep eating foods. Thank you for the meat. Goodbye. I'll go around this way, maybe? trying to find. Oh, excuse me. I'm just a little lost, okay? Find the best way to get back to the mine shaft. This way, maybe? Okay, that's it. We're breaking through some stuff. There we go. Yeah, sometimes if you can't figure it out, just start breaking things. That's the best advice I can give anybody about almost anything. Just start breaking stuff. There's no consequences in that, right? I hope no one takes me seriously. All right, so it's 8:30 now. Typically, I stay down in the mines until it hits midnight. And when it hits midnight, that's when like the acid rain or spores or whatever it is comes down and slowly starts damaging you until you either die or get back into the elevator. Sorry, another kiddo had to come and ask me a question. So, anyway, usually if it gets close to that time, um, what I'll do is I'll just start breaking down rocks, because sometimes you can be lucky enough to find a fossil. I don't know if that's going to be the case with us this time. Um, Sorry this wasn't a more exciting treasure hunting episode. If it's in any interest to anybody, I do have another video. It was one of my very first videos I posted of a speed run in the mines with no commentary, where it shows me with the same exact tools and foods going into the mines on Dangerous, and I actually ended up finding a lot of rooms and rubies, including the yellow glider, which I was very pumped about because I actually did use a early save file for that one. I did use what I was using for my hard mode at the time. It's still my hard mode. I don't know why I said at the time. I'm just neglecting that save file lately. So, yeah. So if anybody's interested in checking that video out as well, I can always link it below in regards to that speed run, and it shows more items you can catch or find. I'm gonna finish up this row and probably call it a mine run here. If you like this video, I would appreciate a legit like on it as well. If you haven't already, to subscribe. Comment down below any additional tips or tricks that I may have missed that you want to kind of give shout outs to as well for any newbies. I'm hoping that we have a lot more new players coming, especially with this game coming out on Switch soon. So I'm very excited for more people to get in on this fun, because I really do love this game a lot, obviously, because the majority of my content right now is this game. But yeah, so I think that's going to be it for me. We're going to call it here. I am going to take my happy self back into the mines. We're going to go up. We had a pretty decent haul. We got some chests, the guitar, some bat wings, some paint. The boogie board's nice, especially in the second level of the mines, which I can show you as well. If you have any other questions or any other types of tips, tricks, videos you may like to see, as far as early game, new game, building ideas, things you see on this island that you may like, things in general, I guess, and anything in Dinkum, any questions or things you would like my input on, again, please feel free to leave comments down below. And I think that's going to wrap it up here for me. Thanks again for watching. Bye.